Questions mount over whether Pelosi's Taiwan trip was really worth the consequences. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi left Taiwan on Wednesday after a visit that some called courageous and others called utterly reckless. In response to China, they conducted military drills in the Taiwan Strait and imposed import limits on hundreds of Taiwanese products. Speaker Pelosi, who has long criticized China's human rights record, waved off China's military response, their threats, saying whatever China was going to do, they'll do it in their own good time. Now, the House Speaker also suggested that Chinese President Xi Jinping was rattle-sabering because of, his potential insecurities about his political situation back in China. Her trip to Taipei, which she wrapped up on Wednesday, depart the island for South Korea, has already caused an uproar in the very tense U.S.-China relations. China sent jets to the edge of Taiwanese airspace and launched military exercises that sent a very clear and stern message that Taiwan is surrounded. However, if these eruptions fall short of a full-scale crisis in the Taiwan Strait, a vital and strategic waterway, and if they avoid the possibility of miscalculations between Chinese and Taiwanese forces, or even Chinese and U.S. assets based in the region, the storm over Pelosi's mission could only be temporary. Perspectives on Pelosi's visit to Taiwan cut across the usual partisan lines and divides. Pelosi supporters included the editors of the National Review, who actually called the trip courageous and said Pelosi grasped what China appeasers do not. Meanwhile, the Washington Post editorial board called the visit unwise, so to speak. Not because Pelosi didn't have an obligation to visit Taiwan. The reason is because it was done at the very wrong time. Now, some outlets, they publish perspectives from the Taiwanese writers who tended to argue that Chinese threats were not a cause for panic. So the Taipei Times, which is a center-biased publisher newspaper, praised plucky Pelosi and labeling China's propagandists as paper tigers with empty threats. However, the Hong Kong-based South China Morning Post actually criticized Pelosi's short-sighted visit for purportedly making the region a more dangerous place. Now, I'm interested to know your thoughts and your comments on this topic. Was it a good idea that Pelosi visited and stood up against the Chinese threats and propaganda? And where exactly is President Biden in all of this? Why hasn't he commented or made a statement? Why is only the press secretary or the national security advisor stepping up and saying something? And who actually leaked her travel itinerary? These are burning questions that I would like to know. If you like this content, please leave a like, comment, share the link, share the video, and subscribe to the channel.